I still remember the way she smiled when she handed me the invitation to her office party, her eyes glinting with that particular mix of mischief and superiority that always made my skin crawl. "You have to come," she said, "everyone will be there. It'll be fun." Fun. I knew better. She didn't want fun. She wanted to humiliate me. The subtle sneers in past gatherings, the whispered jokes behind my back, the way she relished being the center of attention while I faded into the background, all of it led to this moment. I accepted the invitation with a calmness that belied the storm brewing inside me. I smiled and said, of course, I wouldn't miss it, though in truth, my mind was already spinning with plans. If she thought she could make a spectacle of me, she was sorely mistaken. I had spent weeks preparing, learning the dynamics of her office, noting who would be there, and anticipating her every move. She might have been clever, but she underestimated one thing: I knew her better than anyone else. The night of the party, I arrived early, dressed sharply, blending in seamlessly yet radiating a confidence she couldn't touch. I could see her from across the room, chatting animatedly, her friends laughing at some inside joke I wasn't part of. And then she spotted me. Her smile faltered for a fraction of a second before she forced it back in place. This was it. The stage she had set for my embarrassment. She approached, gliding across the room like a queen in her court. "I'm so glad you could come," she said, her tone sugary sweet but laced with an edge I knew all too well. She placed a hand lightly on my arm, the touch meant to signal ownership, to assert dominance. But I didn't react. I just smiled, calm, composed, and entirely untouchable. "Everyone's excited to see you," she continued, glancing at a group of colleagues she clearly expected to chuckle at me. "You'll fit right in." I nodded politely, and then I did something she did not expect: I turned the tables. I raised my glass and asked for a moment of attention. The chatter softened as curious eyes turned toward me. "Thank you, everyone," I began, my voice steady, confident. "I just want to say how honored I am to be here tonight, celebrating with all of you. And I also want to thank someone special for inviting me." My gaze landed squarely on her, and I could see the color drain from her face. "For making sure I understand just how important it is to respect each other, both at work and at home." A pause. The room shifted. She tried to interject, to laugh it off, but I didn't stop. "You see," I continued, "humiliation is a powerful tool, but only if it's truly justified. Tonight, I realized it's a two-way street. And while some of us might try to put others down, it's always risky, because eventually, the tables turn." Her colleagues looked puzzled at first, then increasingly interested. Whispers began to circulate, and I could feel her tension rising with every word. I could see the panic in her eyes, the exact moment she realized her carefully crafted plan to embarrass me was collapsing in real time. I didn't even need to raise my voice. The calmness in my tone, the precision of my words, spoke louder than any scream could have. I continued, "So, to show how easy it is to turn humility into empowerment, I'd like to share a little demonstration." I reached into my pocket and pulled out a small stack of photos, snapshots of her office antics, subtle manipulations, moments she thought nobody noticed. I placed them gently on a nearby table, making sure everyone could see. Gasps rippled through the crowd. She tried to reach for them, but I held my hand slightly over the pile. "These aren't just pictures," I said softly. "They're reminders that perception is powerful, and intentions are never truly hidden. Some of us may pretend, but actions always speak louder than words." By now, the room was buzzing, everyone looking between us, sensing the shift in power. Her colleagues' expressions ranged from confusion to shock, and I could see them questioning what they thought they knew about her. The confident, untouchable woman I had walked in beside now seemed small, vulnerable, and cornered. I placed my glass down and stepped closer to her, calmly, deliberately. "Tonight was meant to embarrass me," I said, my voice low enough that only she could hear. "But instead, it revealed something important about you. And about all of us, that no one can control the narrative forever. Some surprises are inevitable. She opened her mouth, tried to speak, tried to regain her composure, but the moment had passed. Her carefully built facade crumbled, leaving her exposed not only to me but to everyone around her. The whispers, the sideways glances, the sudden awareness of her colleagues, it was the exact blow she had never expected, and it landed perfectly. I didn't shout. I didn't make a scene. I simply smiled, polite and calm, and stepped back. The tension in the room was hers alone to carry. I left her to navigate the aftermath of her own actions, to face the embarrassment she had tried so desperately to inflict on me. By the end of the evening, she avoided my eyes, her posture rigid, her confidence shattered. I walked out feeling a strange mixture of triumph and relief. Revenge, I realized, doesn't have to be loud or vengeful. Sometimes, it's quiet, calculated, and precise. It's about letting the truth do the work, letting actions speak louder than accusations ever could. And in that silence, that perfect, unspoken retribution, I understood something crucial: humiliation, when wielded carelessly, has a way of backfiring. Some surprises, carefully crafted, deliberate, and precise, leave a mark that lasts far longer than any fleeting party moment. She had tried to destroy me tonight, but what happened instead left her speechless, and for once, completely powerless.